Last year, Jadeveon Clowney was traded by the Houston Texans while under the franchise tag to the Seattle Seahawks. His deal with Seattle included a commitment that he won't be tagged, so he's going to hit the market. So is he going to hit the road from Seattle? The Seahawks would like to keep him, but there are other teams in the mix, reportedly the Giants and the Colts. And he told Josina Anderson of ESPN, after spending the last year in Seattle and seeing how they do things, I would definitely like to return. However, I'm also open to new opportunities if it comes down to that. Here's the challenge with Jadeveon Clowney, and he's got this reputation, and it's a reality. He's an incredibly gifted player. He disrupts the play. Even though the stats may not show it, he would be one of the leaders in what Sims calls the F up the play stat. When he's healthy, he's incredible. The Monday night game against the 49ers, one of the best games of his career. But then he has a sports hernia. And what are you paying for? What are you getting from Jadeveon Clowney? You're getting a lot of promise, you're getting a lot of potential, but how much production are you actually getting? That's my concern for whoever pays Jadeveon Clowney, Big Cat.
Well, it's a fair concern to throw out there, but that parentheses right there that's on the screen, turned 27 this month. He just turned 27. So it's rare to get a guy like this in like true free agent fashion, because a talented player like this usually gets franchise tagged a bunch of times or signs a long-term deal with the team that drafts him. So if you're looking around, and a lot of times when it comes to free agency, I think teams overspend for guys that might be over the hill or guys that aren't going to have their best production in a new team. This is one of those rare cases where you can get a guy who should be just entering his prime. You know what I mean? 27, 28, 29, those should be prime years. He's going to get paid a lot of money. I don't know if he's going to stay with the Seahawks, but when you factor in the age, I know what you're saying with the health concerns, but I think teams will look past it, knowing that these type of opportunities don't happen very often in free agency.
And here's the thing to remember, and this is why teams use the franchise tag, because there are certain organizations out there that understand the business value of being able to say on March 18, we have signed Jadeveon Clowney, and he holds up the jersey. And, oh, by the way, the jersey is available for purchase at NFLshop.com. And, oh, by the way, if you want season tickets, here's the number to call. I mean, and beyond that, if you're in a market with multiple professional sports teams and you can disrupt their seasons by signing a guy, and the coverage and the discussion and the attention is all turning your direction, that's why guys like who was the Asante Samuel? Remember, he got a ton of money from the Eagles in free agency. That's one of the reasons why teams do it. It generates interest. It generates money. And then you worry later whether or not it makes sense from a football standpoint.
Yeah, it's always interesting going through free agent, the classes and the teams that sign guys. Like, a lot of them don't work out, because a lot of times it's either, like I said, a guy maybe a little on the wrong side of his peak. Fit matters so much, and what you see is a guy have a lot of success in fit, or the players around him make him better, and then you try to plug and play him on a worse team with a worse fit. It's always interesting to see free agency, and I mean, the best teams win by doing everything correctly, not just free agency. We always joke about it. When you win free agency, you know, the Redskins, how many years have they won free agency? The Jets, they won free agency last year. Winning free agency does not equal winning games when it matters in November and December and January.
Bill Belichick has jumped into the deep end of the free agency pool twice. Adalius Thomas didn't work. Stephon Gilmore work like a charm. And I remember when they signed Stephon Gilmore, I said, look, they faced this guy twice a year for 5 years. I think they know what they're getting and what they're paying for and why they're willing to make the exception. The good teams, the smart teams, Big Cat, they wait it out. They let everybody spend. They let everybody generate the headlines, and then they go bargain shopping 4, 5, 6 days into the process, and you can find great players there and keep your salary cap intact and have money left over to sign your rookies and extend some of your key players. And I think that's the much brighter move. Teams like the Colts last year with a ton of cap space, what'd they do? They waited. And I think we're going to see the good teams do that again this year.
All right, so where's he signing?
Probably the Colts. Probably because there's pressure on the Colts to go out and spend some of that cap money. And what the heck? We otherwise go cheap. Let's go ahead and get him and ramp up our defense.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.